with us now, South Carolina Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace. You endorsed Jim Jordan, so I'm assuming you voted for Jim Jordan today. If the vote for Speaker were today, would you vote for Steve Scalise?
I would not. I plan on voting for Jim Jordan on the floor. I've been very vocal about this over the last couple of days. I personally cannot, in good conscience, vote for someone who attended a white supremacist conference and compared himself to David Duke. I would be doing an enormous disservice to the voters that I represent in South Carolina if I were to do that.
So this is a reference to in 2002, Scalise spoke before an extremist group founded by David Duke called the European American Unity and Rights Organization. In 2015, when this was first reported, Scalise said it was a, quote, group whose views I wholeheartedly condemn. It was a mistake I regret, and I emphatically oppose the divisive racial and religious views groups like these hold, unquote. Is this the main reason why other Republicans are concerned about Scalise? I can't believe that Marjorie Taylor Greene would be upset about this.
Well, she mentioned his health as a reason that she was not supporting him. There are others that don't understand what the path is moving forward on spending bills or a continuing resolution. There are others with me that represent districts that would not support someone who attended those kinds of events in the past. And so, also as a woman, I have grave concerns as a woman in balancing the protecting life and protecting women's rights. And so we were supposed to have this vote today at 3 p.m. on the floor. That vote has not happened because he does not have the votes. It's the number that I'm seeing is far higher than 12. Will not be voting for him on the first round. But if we're going to have this, the American people want us to get back to work. Let's have this debate on the floor. Let's move forward. Let's find someone who can bring us all together, and let's get back to work. We have a very divided world right now. When I see what's happening in Israel, I want someone who's going to be a leader and bring our country together.
Do you think Jim Jordan is the guy to keep the country together? I mean, Congresswoman Liz Cheney has made it pretty clear that she thinks that he was one of the main plotters to undo the election and push Vice President Pence to try to flip the electoral vote. And Adam Kinzinger said the same. Is he really the unity candidate you're suggesting?
Well, I am someone who voted to certify the Electoral College every vote that night on January 6th, and I was a very vocal person who was opposed to what happened on January 6th. We're not going to agree on everything. Certainly with any speaker, that's what this is about. We need to find someone who can bring us together, and if it's not Jim Jordan, then who else will it be? And I think there's some other names being tossed around, but my vote will go to him, at least on the first round on the floor.
You were asked about the charges and the allegations, I should say, being made about Congressman Jordan when he was an assistant wrestling coach, I believe, at Ohio State University. This was Sunday, and you said you didn't know anything about it. I assume you've read up on it.
I have since learned a little bit more. And again, I mean, these were, I guess, adults. This is something that should have been adjudicated in a court of law. I don't know that it has been. And again, we can't make decisions based on rumors. We should make them based on facts. I do want to move our country forward. I want a leader that we can trust and who's going to work hard for the American people and can bring, even in some cases, both sides together on different issues.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just suggest that there are grown men who today are saying Jim Jordan knew about this doctor who was molesting them, and he's a liar, and he shouldn't be speaker. But moving on.
I mean, has that been adjudicated in a court of law would be my next question. I mean, where is that?
But I'm just saying they're saying it on the record. But beyond that, moving on, who are some of the consensus candidates if it goes to a third round, fourth round, fifth round? I've heard Congressman Patrick McHenry's name out there. I've heard Tom Cole or Tom Emmer. Who are some of the other possible individuals who you think maybe could get to 217?
Well, I think Jim Jordan is not out of the mix. I've talked to a lot of people who still support him. I've actually talked to Democrats who trust him at his word. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility.
Jim Jordan?
Yes, I've talked to Democrats over the last week on who do they trust, even though they wouldn't agree with him on many issues. He is someone.
The Jim Jordan from Ohio?
Oh, yes, the Jim Jordan from Ohio.
Democrats in Congress?
Yes, they can work with him, and those that
Name
I've
one
talked
Democrat from Congress that trusts Jim Jordan.
I'm not going to name people off the record. They trust him more than they trust the former speaker. In my private conversations with Democrats, I will say that. I will also say that other names that I've heard are Patrick McHenry, like you said, and also Tom Cole. Really, what people want is someone that they can trust and who will be true to their word at the end of the day.
Okay. I'm not sure I'm buying the thing about Democrats trusting Jim Jordan.
I talk to people on both sides of the aisle all the time.
Oh, I
Jake.
believe that. I believe that. I just don't know how much I believe the thing about Democrats trusting Jim Jordan.
I'm not saying they're going to vote for him. I'm saying they trust him more than they trust the former speaker.
Well, that's not really a high bar now, is it?
Not at all.
Congresswoman Nancy Mace of South Carolina, always good to have you on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Back to